You're a furry, and I couldn't get the cat you wanted me to get you.
See, this is Archie. This you started this, didn't you?
How did I start? You said you wanted to know what it's like to see a humanoid bunny.
No, I didn't. I never said that. When did I say that?
You whispered it in my ear at DreamCon.
No,
I don't know what to tell you. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
That's insane. That's wild.
You got excited when that bunny girl in the cosplay like passed us. You got excited.
That's not. That was you. That was actually you.
Streets are telling me you got bricked up too. Streets are telling me you got bricked up.
Today we're we're gonna be talking about which anime have the best world building and things of that nature, and we have the guys once again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Ichiban, but you know what I'm saying, it's just your new addiction, the flow type shit. Can't do it, but you know.
Shut him down, Lee.
Is that how he says it? That's kind of fire.
He'd be like,
that's kind of fun.
How do you be saying it? It's your favorite podcast, your new addiction. It's hard as fuck though.
He emphasizes the dick too much though. Like he
That
says.
doesn't. What are you talking about?
He says addiction, like he says like the dick part, like too like emphasized. Like I've always wanted.
Okay, well that's Archie here.
You're supposed to.
We got Alex. Ichiban isn't here, and then we also got our guest Augie with us. You know what I'm saying?
Nice to meet you.
Bro, I don't know, bro. I'm not Ichiban, bro. What do you want me to do?
It's good to be here, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Of course. It's great having you.
It's the cutest guy, Augie, bro. Let's go.
Yo, you're doxing me now? Jesus.
Wow.
No, that's fine.
Bleep that. Which anime has the best world building? I'm gonna start with Archie, because Archie being a bitch.
Wait, you gotta start with me, bro?
Yep.
This is a hard question though, because like the best is like,
or just what we can start with throwing things out there.
We can okay.
We can get to the real discussions as we go. You know?
So
yeah, I feel you.
The real, for me at least, when I think of world building, I think of everything that encompasses the world. To me, when I think of amazing world building, Mushoku Tensei got it hands down for me, personally. Okay. Mushoku Tensei literally has rules to their world. Like each of the 7 like nations that they have in Mushoku Tensei are ruled by one god, like either the dragon god, the demon god, beast god, human god, whatever. They're all ruled by one god, right? And if you enter into that nation, there's a possibility you might get struck down by that one god, depending. Hey, if you guys have seen Mushoku Tensei Season 1, Part 2, you know what happened. I also love the fact that this is what I truly love about the world of Mushoku Tensei and the detail that they put into this. They make it so that they have different languages, and it shows Rudy is trying to learn different languages to be able to communicate with these different these different races in the world. You know what I mean? So and each nation or world, whatever, in the Mushoku Tensei's like universe and world and everything, it feels so distinct to me. Like that to me, that's what I think of when I think of amazing world building. I don't know if anyone got it.
They actually be using the languages too. Like he doesn't just learn them; they like use them throughout. But it's still subtitled, obviously. But like it's a different. They made up the languages just for it.
Yeah, of course.
I'm with you on that. I think that's a good shout.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone got anything to add to that or have any objections.
I was gonna say something very similar. I think Hunter x Hunter. I don't fuck with Hunter x Hunter too much. Like I like it. I think it's a little.
What do you mean by that?
I got some hot takes about Hunter x Hunter, man.
Oh boy,
I really do.
Okay, right to hear.
Let me praise it for a second, because you're gonna need it for what I'm gonna say next. Number one, I think like you said with Archie was saying, like the languages, like Togashi made a whole alphabet for his world in Hunter x Hunter. Like there's a whole alphabet for it. I think things that can be innovative, that really add on to a world, like something that's like, I feel like a series that doesn't really have good world building that people talk about a lot is probably like, and it's my second favorite series of all time, is AOT. And I think the reason why is because when I look at world building, I think about like the innovative things and the things that can make it seem like less realistic is like a kind of a hard way to say it, but like I think Hunter x Hunter expands its world on things that can't really be described upon in like most series that basically take all their their inspiration from like the real world.
Yeah.
And I think Togashi, for example, he does that, but he kind of flips it. Like, for example, like, you know, like York New City is not called New York City, but it's called York New. Like he flips it in a way where it's like, it seems like our world, but it's not. And I think there's many series that I really love deeply, but they just don't have the world building that like some that I just kind of like am meh about. And like for one, the Chimera Ant Arc, that shit is overrated as fuck.
No!
Overrated as fuck. Listen, I'm gonna end the whole discussion right here with it.
Pacing, right?
A a 10 out of 10. Listen, a masterpiece. It is claimed as a masterpiece of an arc. How can something be a masterpiece, a 10 out of 10, when the first half?
Is literally just.
That's all I gotta say.
No, the first
Exactly.
half is bullshit. Yeah.
I like the first half.
Actually, my River likes bullshit. Yeah, if you
Okay.
can tell.
All right. Okay.
But York New arc is my favorite arc of Hunter x Hunter personally. And I think the Chimera Ant arc is actually fucking overrated as fuck. I'm not
Man,
gonna lie to
y'all
you.
suck, man. This is I hate it.
I
here,
mean,
man. I hate
hey
it.
man, you're the minority now.
I like Hunter x Hunter, man. I just think there's some things like I'm more excited for the future of the series, the future air quotes, because
Yeah, I was like,
we get
what
10
future?
chapters.
One day.
I was like, what?
You know what I mean?
What future?
If there's a future, I think like it has the potential to become something more great. I just think like it could be a personal favorite for yours. That's fine. But if we want to get into intricate details on like things that are subjective or objective, I feel like Hunter x Hunter just it's a little overhyped, man. Just a little bit. I'm gonna give it its flowers in a lot of things. There's a lot of things I love about that series. But I don't think it can be considered a 10 out of 10.
I mean, River, you love Hisoka, right?
I know that's not. No, I never said that.
You can low key cosplay Hisoka.
Yo, River actually low key. He kind of has like Hisoka's.
I have what? Huh? What?
He kind of has the look for Hisoka, bro.
Do I? Wow.
A little bit.
That's
Like you're lengthy and tall.
He's calling you a clown, is what he's saying.
He has clown ass face.
Archie, if you want to see that, look in the mirror, buddy. So just
Bro,
I do feel really dumb right now though, because when you said how York New was like New York, I never got that till you just said that.
What the? How?
Really?
Ladies
How?
and gentlemen, our host.
How can you not, bro? It's literally called York New. What the fuck?
I never
Like,
clicked
what?
in my head, bro. I don't know.
Yes.
I was just like, wait, whoa, that's yeah.
Wait, so Augie, how would you like compare? I know like comparison game, it's kind of like whatever, but like, do you think like the Hunter x Hunter like world building could really compare to the Mushoku Tensei world building? Because me personally, I see Hunter x Hunter as like a tier below Mushoku Tensei in terms of its like real world building.
So I hate isekai. Like I pretty much hate it, but Mushoku Tensei, I don't fuck with ReZero. I don't like ReZero, and a lot of people love ReZero. I get clowned on that for a lot. But I think Mushoku Tensei is like the first like isekai that I was like, damn, this is actually kind of good. And
all right.
it's like a solid 8 for me. I think everything you were saying was facts. Like I think like it pretty much it's good on its world building, and that's like I think that's why I was gravitating towards it.
Zoom on River's face. Look at that face he's making right now.
I gravitated towards Mushoku Tensei probably because of its world building, and like I like a lot of like my favorite series have to do with world building and things that unanswered questions. Like I love unanswered questions, like things that make me like we could sit right here like what we're doing right now and we could talk about for example like what was in the basement in Attack on Titan. Like I like that stuff like is like my favorite stuff to talk about and theorize. So I think with Mushoku Tensei there's a lot of unanswered questions and its world building is pretty like yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I do feel like the one thing that is unfortunate with Hunter x Hunter is like we don't know just how amazing it could be because like the Dark Continent is just still there, and it's like
you don't want my take on the Dark Continent.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? Because we don't really. Because I mean, I haven't read the manga, but like even then, I feel like it hasn't gone into.
Oh no, you gotta read the manga.
I do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's never gonna read it. So don't tell me.
You haven't read it either. Don't do that,
dude. I don't.
Hey, it's brutal, bro. Might as well just read a novel at that point, bro. It's brutal.
I don't want to see chicken scratch, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
like the dude is writing it like Michael J. Fox at this point. Like,
but my point is that I feel like the Dark Continent has so much potential to make the world building even better, and we just haven't got there. Just because.
100%.
This is just me, I guess, but I feel like Togashi introducing the dark continent.
You said dark tournament.
My bad. I was thinking of dark tournament arc from Yu Yu Hakusho. Togashi's on my mind. My bad. But the dark continent. I feel like that was something not necessary. He needed to bring it. I feel like because it's so
really
big, it's so big. And why would you make a world that's already big? Even bigger?
It's crazy.
Like it's gigantic, large.
Okay, all right, okay.
You might even say girthy.
Okay,
Girthy.
That's a clip.
He's just
No?
going straight into
No, okay.
it.
No, but in all honesty, I feel like with the way the series was going, I didn't feel like you needed to do that. I mean, like if he could manage to finish it, which is a huge if, maybe the dark why do I keep saying dark tournament? Dark continent will be able to, you know, surprise me and like be like, okay, this is necessary, but like we don't know right now.
But that's the thing why I like. That's why I'm so the anticipation for the Dark Continent is why I think its world building can reach new heights. For one, like what the Dark Continent is, it's like basically like what there's different creatures. There's like we literally in Chimera Ant Arc, it was literally ants. We were going against ants, and the fact that there's things that are like a lot stronger in the Dark Continent and just a lot more like that's what I like miscellaneous things. I like terrain. I like stuff that can really innovate like how I normally would see a world, and the fact that like Togashi is kind of like building towards that. He plays a lot of Dragon Quest too, and Dragon Quest has like a lot of world building. That's where he gets his inspiration. You know what Dragon Quest is?
Yeah, but where does he have the time to play it? That's what I want to know. Where does he?
What do you mean the time to play it, bro? Have you seen the chapters been coming out weekly? No, he's playing that shit right now.
I assumed he was sick, but apparently she's Dragon Quest.
I know, right?
No. He definitely has chronic back pain. Like he has to sit on a beanbag chair to like actually draw the series, which I respect because he genuinely wants to write his series, but you know he has health problems, which you know what I mean. We make jokes about it, but like it is a serious thing, right?
I'm not gonna lie. If he was really just playing Dragon Quest this whole time, I'd be like, you know.
Oh, he definitely is playing Dragon Quest sometimes, bro. Like he loves Dragon Quest and he'll always talk about it. But he gets his inspiration for his world building and obviously a bunch of other series. But mainly, I think I could be wrong, but I know Dragon Quest is a big inspiration, and the fact that every Dragon Quest game is usually innovating on top of the other. It's always like expanding its world, and that's why I think Togashi implementing his inspiration from Dragon Quest into a manga, into his manga specifically, is like it just has the elevation for it is just like on a whole new level, in my opinion.
Right.
Okay, no, I definitely see where you're coming from. I guess it's just a little frustration on my end of like, man, if you've been sick, bro, why would you like make it harder on yourself? I guess, but I mean, if he manages to pull it off, hey, I'm down for it.
He loves his series. I personally believe this is some dark shit. But like I think because you know he's married to the creator of Sailor Moon.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
But I think if he hits the fan, I feel like she'll write it for him. You know what I mean? I think he loves Hunter x Hunter. The fact that he's doing it with that back pain and like trying his best, I feel like is good enough to be like, it's like the same thing with Miura. Like when Miura passed away, like only the guy who made Holy Land, I don't know his name, knew how the story ended. Like that was his best friend, or I think, right? And then his editing team helped him, so now they're pretty much finishing his life work. I don't know if that's like the same level of Togashi and Miura having like Hunter x Hunter and Berserk at the same level of like appreciation towards their series, like that's their life work. But if I feel like if Togashi, like if it was me and I like have this like back pain, bro, and I already know I made money off this shit and I don't need it, the fact that I'm still drawing it, I feel like that tells like the fans and the audience something. Like he's not 100%. Just doing it he's doing it for the fans and he's doing it for himself. But I think if he, you know, if it gets worse and he can't do it no more, I feel like someone else will pick it up because it is a series that will profit. Yeah. And especially since it's owned by Jump will 100%, bro. Like it's sad, bro, because as soon as like he's like the rights are over, bro, if he's done, they'll make someone else do it, bro. They'll keep profiting off of it, and it sucks. Like that's the reason they'll do it. But I mean, that's what I think.
That is the downfall.
It is on hiatus. It is on hiatus. It's not out of the magazine. It is still on hiatus.
It's always on hiatus. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, like to me, that definitely, like you were saying, like him introducing the Dark Continent arc definitely makes you think that he definitely has a plan for how he wants it to go and wants it to end. Like I feel like he definitely wouldn't just introduce it. Like Archie, I know you were saying you were kind of frustrated with it. I feel like he definitely wouldn't introduce it without a plan as to how he was going to move forward. He definitely wanted this specific thing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have probably, you know, taken on that task of how much that would be. So I feel that's how I feel as well, at least. Okay, Alex, what you got for us, man? You know, I like to go last.
I know he didn't do his homework, so he's still looking at it.
No, I know what I'm gonna say already. I know what I'm gonna say. I can go right now.
We all know what
Go right
River
now. Let me see what is
Okay.
it?
He gets on the pod and just starts like looking up stuff.
I know what you're gonna say. I already heard the first word. Hey, W take. I already know what you're gonna say. You said the first word. I
Main Abyss. Main Abyss. Yeah.
100%.
And I
100%.
know Archie wanted to
So-
say that too, so I had to take it. From
I actually have the wiki pulled up. Actually, on
For
Archie.
Made in Abyss.
Of
For
course
Made in
you
Abyss. Made in Abyss is one of my favorite series of all time, and River doesn't want to admit this, but I put him on. I don't know what to say. I put him on.
I mean, I think I said you did. I gave you that one.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You never give me credit, so I'm gonna take it. Take it.
Give me credit.
But yeah, talk about the masterpiece that is Made in Abyss.
Oh man, like it's the way that it develops from kind of how it's just okay, just going to this whole pause and just kind of so
Okay.
like every level they go deeper into the whole, like it just increases the world more and more, and you find out different things. Wait, what?
Come on, you know what you
Alright.
said. You know what you said. Come on, you know what.
Nah. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go
okay.
ahead.
So as
Why-
they go deeper and continue to go deeper into
This guy.
the
ahead,
world
go
the
ahead.
world continues to become more intricate, and we've even seen elements of the outside world outside of the island that I feel like could still be built upon. Not saying they will, but mainly from when we got to the second season, which was the sixth. Oh my gosh, the sixth level.
Now, keep going, bro. Keep going. Keep going.
And we saw how the people that originally like got to the island, they y'all have my dick at this point. But yeah, they eventually got to the island, and they all came to kind of find this whole and yeah, so yeah, that they came there, and then especially in the second season, seeing that city and the build up of in that area, and then what's to come, even with however many more levels there are, because we don't really know for sure.
You don't even know at this point.
Like how much crazy shit there could be moving past this, and just the world is so intricate, and there's so much going into it, and like you just the love is there for each thing, and all the different different creatures, all the different things that each level has, and the fact that each level is damn near its own world in itself. So they're building on each. It's just it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
The craziest thing about Made in Abyss, I think, to me, is that the fact that they say there's 7 layers, but it's only 7 layers because that's as far as they've ever gotten. We actually don't know how many layers there are in this abyss, because literally, if you look up the 7th layer, it says 15,000 to question marks. We don't know how deep it is really, and we don't even know if there's even a deeper point behind that. There could be, we don't know, but no one's ever been able to survive that much like depth in the abyss yet. So it's like, and each layer has been crazy, like crazier than the next. Like I don't know what else you can say more about the abyss, but it's insane.
I like that it made it in the abyss. Like it happens in a lot of other series, but the fact that like they use like whistles as like a form of like karate belts in a way, like you like kind of level up like that. It's like it's just it's like the small things in Made in Abyss that like really like make me, and just anything that has like phenomenal world building that can like, there's like a trope that like people use to like upgrade an upgrade system, like I said, like karate belts or whatever. Yeah. And they use whistles, for that, and like you can tell like who's like really like with the shit. It's like in One Piece, like you have the bounties to determine like who is like, if you have a high bounty, you're like, okay, this guy's like the real shit. But like if someone has a low bounty, it's like that, I don't know, like that stuff, and like the small details that go into that, and like the fact that they think about that, it's amazing. Like I really appreciate that, like the small stuff like that.
I mean, it's kind of crazy how you find out how certain levels of whistles are even made. It's even crazier when you find out, like, yo, that's how you get a white whistle? What? Yeah. Like, that's insane. Mental, bro. Yo, I remember the first time I saw the movie, I watched the movie twice just to make sure. I was like, this is what happened.
Did that really happened? That's crazy.
I had to watch it twice, and when I first saw how they get the white whistle, I literally was like, I was speechless. I literally couldn't say shit. I was like, what? Like like what Augie said about like mysteries and stuff happening in a world, and how that could make the world even more like enticing, and like you want to just keep learning. Made in Abyss is that for me, where I'm like, we don't know shit really about the world at all, and the fact that they don't even tell you how these whistles are made, and then when you find out, you're like speechless. It stuck out to me like so much. I'm like, yo, this world is insane.
for sure.
That's like, I feel like when we wrap around with everything, like things that like the mystery factor, I feel like that's what actually holds a lot of accountability to what makes a good world. Like like another example is like in One Piece, we don't know where devil fruits come from, but we know they're scattered across the world. And I bet when we find out where it's gonna be from, we're gonna be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like those are like the things that like you really live for when reading or watching a series. Like, is that mystery factor in a world where it just keeps expanding.
Here's to hoping it's not aliens.
No,
Here's to hoping. Here's to hoping. Please, don't be
be
aliens again, please. I don't want it to be aliens.
Are you talking about One Piece?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm caught up with manga, and people in the community we're kind of narrowing it down. I don't think it has anything to do with aliens, but it's
Okay.
like the fact that bro, I can't get into detail like we were just talking about it earlier before we started recording, but like the Gear Fifth stuff, people that don't know what it is like are just gonna be like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like it makes no sense. And it's like, how does someone go from a rubber dude to like a god? But if you really tapped into the series, bro, it makes so much sense. But like the appreciation I have for Oda, and like when I can find out, like we could just segue into like One Piece being like, because me personally, I think One Piece has the greatest world building in anime manga. I'm also a dick writer of the series. I'm a huge dick writer for this series.
He admits it.
I write that shit like crazy.
You're not the only one. There's hella One Piece dick writers. So.
Oh yeah, I will go all day. Like he's just a master at his craft. Like I will go crazy on Oda. I gotta chill on Oda though.
Pause.
Like I'll go all day on him.
I was like, get his cock out your mouth, bro. Damn.
Bro, he's just too good, bro. He's just too good. It's just too good. Pause. It's just, you know what I mean?
Look. I'm not super far into One Piece. I'm up to Marineford, if anyone wants to know. But
the fact that you're at Marineford and you're not continuing Marineford is crazy.
No. I take breaks in between. I had to take breaks in between. Like, there's no way I could like.
I'm just saying the fact that you're at like Marineford and you're breaking is crazy.
Okay,
that is insane to me.
Here's my thing. All right. I don't really connect with any of the Straw Hats like that. Me personally.
Yeah, that's
and honestly, people shit on me for this. My favorite character in One Piece is Buggy. I love that guy. I love
Buggy. Fun fact is Oda's favorite character too.
Hey, and yet people want to shit on me for that, but all right, bro.
I mean, he's cool. Like he's literally the like the get out of jail free card with One Piece. Like Oda can, I don't know if you know what Buggy's doing right now in the story or where he's at. But he's just doing whatever he wants with Buggy because he loves Buggy. You know, and Buggy kind of just squirms through everything and it's funny. So I like Buggy, but you know what I mean?
I think I love Buggy because he's the most like JoJo ass character in the freaking
Who's your favorite JoJo character?
How do I define like what a JoJo character is?
No. Who is your favorite JoJo? Your like favorite JoJo character?
Oh, yo, I did not know what he said. Okay.
Like what the fuck do you think he meant by that?
Bro, okay, yo, you try doing a 10-hour shift and then coming on here. Chill out.
I feel him.
I know. I gotta make a union, man, one of these days.
What is my favorite?
Wait, hold on. You're gonna tell me a lot. What's your favorite part, first of all?
4 right now. I'm not caught up with
Oh, you didn't like that. You didn't like that.
I
have hot takes about JoJo's, but I love JoJo's.
I'm gonna go. If I had to pick one character, shoot. Do I even want to pick a Joestar? Is the thing.
You don't have. You can pick your favorite character in the series, and I feel like I already know who you're gonna say. And if you're gonna say him, I'm gonna say you're basic as fuck.
He's gonna call me basic if I say Joseph. I know that.
Oh fuck! You're not gonna like my opinions. You and we both love JoJo's, but we're on opposite sides.
Yeah,
Joseph is my least favorite Joestar.
Oh,
I hate Joseph. I hate Part 2. I hate Bloody Stream. I'm sorry. That shit is horrible. Did I like it?
I hate Part 1. I hate.
You're gonna kill me for that.
I hate Jonathan. I hate him. But what is it?
Hate's a strong word. I just dislike Joseph.
Okay, yeah, you're true. I don't like Jonathan at all. But let's go with I'm gonna go either Josuke.
He's stalling.
I would either go Josuke or Kira Yoshikage. Wait, which one?
Okay. I thought you were gonna say Rohan.
Oh no! I think Rohan's overrated as fuck as a character. I think he's overrated as shit. People dick ride
My
Rohan.
Rolly's broken.
No, when the Rohan fucking
Say Rolly.
this guy when the Rohan offshoot the freaking the side story and people are creaming over it, I'm like, why? Like, it's just Rohan. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I don't like Rohan that much. I think he's just whatever.
Dang. Yeah,
I
we
just
can
gave
talk
my
about,
Rolly away the other day, so it's not here. Right
you know.
Yeah.
Let's turn this into a JoJo's pod. We can keep going.
My favorite Joe star is actually Jotaro. I think Jotaro is a lot more intricate than a lot of people make him out to be, and it pisses me off that people like. I'm not gonna say, oh, they don't understand the intricacy of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I'm saying like he's a lot more deeper than people think.
You know what it is? I think I liked Jotaro more after part 3. I think I liked him more when he was reoccurring in part 4 and part 6. Like, me personally, like during part 3, I thought he was like a little boring, and then like whenever he was when he got like older in like part 4 and 6, I actually like
I can agree.
started to like him more because he gets more depth after his part. Yeah. More than
for sure. I can agree with that.
Yo, fuck it. Let's just keep going.
I mean, my favorite Joe star right now, my favorite character, Jonathan. You know what I'm saying?
You're in part. You only
You're
watched
in part 1.
You only watched 6 episodes. This man only watched 6 episodes.
Mine's Joseph.
Oh, so you don't like him? You don't like what I'm saying about Joseph? He just pisses me off, bro. Like especially in part 4 too. Like I don't fuck with that shit. Like I don't like that he.
In part 4, he's a scumbag for sure. In part 4,
you know what I'm saying? But even then, he just strikes me as like a douche. Like
I mean, he is the American.
He is the So I mean, like
Americans be American.
Yeah, Americans be Americaning, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If I could just shout out Morio from JoJo's Part 4, I love that world. It's just one town, and I think
I like Part 4. For me, I haven't read part 7.
I'm holding off.
So me too. I love the anime too much, and I know part 7. I know part 7 is just a big thing for everybody, but I love the anime too much, and I've been telling myself I was gonna read part 7 because everybody. I probably will, but as of right now, I love the anime too much to like say like I can't. For me, it goes like parts. I feel like this is kind of a hot take. I got part 6 at number 1.
I don't think that's a hot take, and I think any JoJo's fan that hates on part 6 too much, you're misogynistic as fuck.
I got part 6 at 1. Then I got 5. Then I got. Oh, you're not gonna like this. I got 3 over 4. 3, 4, 1, 2.
I just don't like the pacing of part 3, honestly. Like
a lot of people.
I just don't like the standard.
It's a lot. It's repetitive. I can agree, but when I was watching, it's just a time and place thing, bro. Like it really is. It's a time and place thing for every single media you consume. Like for me, when I was watching part 3, I was like, this shit is badass. Like I fucking love Jotaro. Like I love Jotaro so much.
I think what really drew me to part 4 was just when they finally got to Kira Yoshikage and like what he's doing. Like literally, like I blazed through that so fast. I was like, bro, please, I want to know what happens. And then like sooner or later, I freaking just finished the whole series. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that is done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Damn, crazy, man. Hey, we need to bring Augie back again, bro, to talk about JoJo's more.
Archie don't get to talk about JoJo.
Hey, Augie, I just want to let you know you're one of my favorite guests so far, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Appreciate that.
Literally, I got the biggest JoJo boner right now. Like I'm fucking like
JoJo's. I'm kind of at like a weird place. JoJo's is like number 5 for me.
Yo,
wait,
okay,
I got
respect. Yo, respect. I actually respect that a lot. You know what?
I'm trying to think of what I got.
I think I also got JoJo's 5 actually. I think.
Yeah, it goes One Piece, AOT, Berserk, Pun Pun. Good night, Pun Pun.
Okay.
Because I combine anime and manga.
Right.
I combine them.
That's fair.
So I got Pun Pun at 4, JoJo's as a whole at 5, and then the rest are kind of interchangeable. There's Haikyuu, Promised Neverland, Promised Neverland.
Promise.
Berserk's 3.
The manga. Promise.
Oh wait, no. Hold on. Wait, no. JoJo's is JoJo's is at 6 because Monster's at 5.
I like that.
Monsters at 5.
I honestly,
I love Monster.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
not mad at. I'm not mad at that. I'm
That's
really
peak
not.
right there.
If JoJo's is in your top 10, you're in good graces with me, regardless.
Alex, you heard that? Oh,
Love you. Love you, bro.
Alex, you heard that about Monster? You heard that about Monster?
Fishing, yeah.
I have it too. Actually, I have.
I only own.
Wow, you guys are so cool.
We are. What you mean?
I don't own any of those. I don't because I was
Yeah,
trying to
I
get the
got
first
this
one for a
water,
while,
you
but
feel
it's
me?
sold out everywhere. Yeah, I got my water. Hey, this is my omnibus
Yeah!
right here. My water omnibus.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
Who hasn't gone yet? For
Oh,
the world?
I always gotta go still with the world
Oh, you-
building.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. We get off track, my fault.
No. We were right on track.
Yeah. It's a little JoJo's break. You know how it is.
JoJo's intermission.
Augie, you're pretty cool, Cast. Yeah, the Chimera Arc fact you just dropped earlier. Facts, bro.
Yes, sir.
No, it is factious. No one wants to admit it.
I know. Top 3.
That's a
Guys,
peak
top three
arc,
for me.
man. It's a peak arc, man. I can't.
I needed somebody else to agree with me, and he agreed.
I think my three hottest takes of all time: Chimera Ant Arc just being not a I don't want to give it a specific rating. It's just not a masterpiece. Joseph being my least favorite Joestar because I know a lot of people love him, and part 2. And my third, I think my biggest hot take, it's probably like the most mainstream one, is like Full Metal is like a solid like 7.5, 7. I'm sorry.
That's how.
I think bro, it should not be at. I don't know, bro. Dude, it was so like, it's just hard. It was so hard for me to get through, and I fuck with the world, and I fuck with some of the characters, but for me, man, it was just so hard. It's a time and place thing. If I watched it growing up, I probably would have fucked with the heavy.
Okay.
I think because I watched it growing up, and that's why I fucked with it heavy.
I watched it around the same time it ended. So I mean,
The anime?
yeah, I watched it like it ended like 2010. Around that time, I was already like I just started watching anime like seriously.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, and plus literally Edward and Alphonse Elric remind me of my relationship with me and my brother. So it's like it's just a personal.
Yeah.
thing for me.
All right,
I can
Alex.
appreciate that.
Alex.
Oh yeah, WW guest. We love him. Hope you come back soon. Make fun of
I'll
River.
come back.
Yo, I'm typing up the
I'm calling Ichiban as we speak. Please help me.
Inviting him to the next hottest
We
hot
need you
takes.
to come. We need you to come here right now.
All right, so my world building is Fire Force. You better be some
Fire
Fire Force.
Force. Okay.
The reason
Someone
is-
call that the greatest anime of all time. I don't know.
Yeah,
Not me,
I'm
but
gonna lie.
some.
Who the fuck said that?
I dropped Fire Force. I like Soul Eater. I like Obata or whatever his name is. But you know what so far I think is already better than Fire Force, because I dropped Fire Force around like I finished the second season, but
Okay.
I think the series that's up and coming is Gachi Akuda, and that's like by the assistant.
Okay.
The assistant of the guy who did Fire Force. And his world so far, literally in the first like 10 chapters I read it, I was like, damn, this shit is like cooking. Like this series could be something. I'm telling you right now, remember Gachi Akuda. If you don't know what Gachi Akuda is, I made a video about it like a year ago. But that series is gonna be something. It's gonna be like the next, because Don is next up. We all know Don is gonna be like the next like
hearing that,
Chainsaw
yeah.
Man, JJK. Don is next up, but right behind Don it's gonna be Gachi Akuda.
Can you spell that? I'm trying to. I cannot spell.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Yo,
The
wait,
artwork is fire.
Okay, but
Wait,
Alex.
Alex, were you?
Go ahead. Yeah, my bad. I don't want to.
No, you're good. You're good.
Are you serious?
I got
Did you
you.
say Fire Force?
Yeah, I like. What's wrong with Fire Force? You don't like the world's building on it? No, it's sweet.
No, not really, but okay.
I was good about the world building. Let's hear it.
I know. I would. It's a smelly pick, I guess.
This is the panel.
No,
Yo,
just cook.
I've seen the panel everywhere. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is like the one. I don't want to show like anything, but this is in the first chapter, so I was like, I'll just send it.
Okay, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
You already took some. The stuff already said earlier, so I had to pick something.
Okay.
No, why did you think it was fine? Go ahead and cook.
But why Fire Force though? Why Fire Force?
Because I like the concept of firefighters just fighting fire monsters. We have the like overall different type of firefighters there are.
But what do you like about the world though? What do you like about the world?
Oh, he's getting there. Let him cook.
I'm picking something else. Fuck it.
I'm just asking. What do you like?
Well, are you picking something? Hold up. Are you picking something else because he's gone on your ass for, or is it because you're realizing that the world ain't it? The world ain't it.
I was just asking.
That was my first pick was Bungo Stray Dogs because I like how.
Oh, Bungo Stray Dogs.
Okay.
We could go into that one actually. We can go into that one.
I like the fact that there's people who have powers, but the world doesn't seem like it's really, what do you call it? Like ass on, not on it all like 24/7. They're like, oh, like you know how X-Men is, and people are scared of mutants. I feel like they don't have that shit in there. I feel like they know like people have certain powers. No one's being a little bitch about it. But throughout the series, they understand that people are used for certain things. And throughout the series, it doesn't seem that bad. It seems like these people, yeah, they're bad, some are good, but no one's really being like an ass about it. Like, oh, should we stop all fucking people who have supernatural powers? No. I find that annoying. But throughout the series.
I actually disagree with one point you're saying, where like they're saying like, oh, they're cool with people having powers. I don't think they are, because they make it really difficult for people to get those agency licenses, where you're allowed to use your powers in a public place and actually use it to help. I think they're actually more scared than you think because of that. I think it's actually very reminiscent of X-Men, except more chill. So it's like
I don't know too much about. I've seen the first season of Manga.
You gotta watch second season. Man.
Yeah. First season's mid. But
yeah, you gotta watch second season.
I'll throw out another one though, and it's a very underrated. I talk about it all the time when I can talk about world building, but it's I don't know if you guys are familiar with a series called Radiant.
I've heard of that one. I have heard of that one.
Radiant, and let me drop some stuff for y'all to see. But Radiant, it's another thing. It's I think mainly for me, like I really love world building set in a fantasy series. When a series can completely like blow my mind away from what I'm looking at, and Radiant just, dude, it has some of the, and it's done. Fun fact, it's actually done by a French publisher. He's French, and he has an anime that's on Crunchyroll and everything. The anime is like, I wouldn't watch the anime, but the manga and its artwork is insane. It's so tough, bro. Like when I look at this, it's like it genuinely, like I have to look at literally every single detail because of how much work he puts into like how it looks. It's insane. Like it's the creatures, the power system. I will say the plot though is a little subpar. It's very reminiscent. If you read a lot of series in Jump or just Jump Plus or anything, honestly, like within that realm of or even like if you're already familiar with like Fairy Tail or like Black Clover, any series with magic in it, it's kind of like, it's like you already know like a lot of the stuff that's happening, but the artwork for the series and the fact that like that he just like completely goes balls to the wall with his creativity and architecture. Like I'm a huge fanatic for architecture as well. That's like a big thing for me in world building, and the fact that he kind of just does his own thing. He takes inspiration from the real world and like different fantasy settings, but he expands on it like crazy. Like
it's sick.
I'm trying to find this one panel like that's like I think it's a color spread maybe, but like I love like, because most of us, the thing with reading manga is like we read when we're reading, like we kind of just read the text, we'll skim over it, and then we'll keep scrolling, and we don't really realize how much work they're putting into like
the detail.
The detail and stuff. And I like sometimes I have to like double back because I'm like, wait, this shit looks like, it's crazy. Like he's just really good at his art. And I think the French, there's another guy who's making a French series, or it's not a French series, but he's a French publisher. And those guys with their, I don't know what it is, but like he has the same vibes that this guy gives off, and like, and he's not even like a big publisher or anything, but he's just starting, and he has like 4 or 5 chapters, and some of his artwork literally looks better than like most series that are coming out in Jump right now. And it's so mesmerizing to see like that kind of stuff, and the fact that it doesn't get enough like recognition really like it upsets me. But Radiant is like, it's up there, people know of it, you know what I mean? It's just I think the plot is a little subpar compared to most series. I'd throw out another one would be like Tower of God. I'm not too far into Tower of God.
I read the manhwa of Tower of God.
See, Tower of God, same thing. It's like that, the fact that like they can just go super balls to the wall with their details, and like each floor means something else. The mystery factor, it all comes full circle with all these series. Like for sure. You get these mystery factor, like you get the architecture, you get literally every miscellaneous detail in the world. Like if you have to double back for something and appreciate the detail, I think that you're already doing a good job and taking a step forward with trying to make your world more intricate.
I think like with Tower of God, like I've only seen the first season, but I do like I was gonna mention it because I can already see like to me it kind of reminds me of it's kind of like how Main Abyss they're going down, but in Tower of God they're going up, obviously, right? So it's a bit like it's almost starting to create a world like that as it builds going up, whereas Main Abyss is going down. But it's a similar concept of building up the world as it kind of go throughout the levels, even though it's different in terms of Main Abyss has like damn near different worlds. With Tower of God, it's building, you know, learning about different characters, learning about different things throughout the tower as it goes on, and kind of build. And even like the as we were seeing like with some of the different the classes or the whatever there's like royal family. I don't fucking remember what it was, but I remember there was people like that, and like how that all orchestrates together in the politics is there as well. But it definitely seems like it has a lot of potential for great world building. Now, hopefully, from the first season, the anime didn't seem too great. It was cool, but I know in the manga it's supposed to be crazy, like really good. So hopefully, maybe they do it more justice as it moves forward. But fuck Rachel, type shit.
Oh yeah, sure.
How did Radiant get like 42 episodes and like I didn't hear about?
So the thing is, Radiant. I don't know like the full details on how Radiant became like actually got its recognition. I just remember like I think it's just the one guy, like, because you don't hear a lot of names outside of Japan getting like manga or anime. Like they don't. It's just not a big thing. I'm pretty sure France though is a lot. Manga is a lot more popular than it is here in the U.S. Like the sales do a lot more numbers over there. But I mean, outside of like Japan, I don't really know. I think it's just like the one guy that was able to get a shot, and he kind of just. I just think if his story was a little bit better, I think I'd be crazy for this series, because I think his attention to detail on like certain things and just making it like, I love fantasy, so like the fact that he's able to like add in, like if you even look on like the panel I sent through, like he even made like those mushrooms on the side like little characters. I don't know why, I just like the little small shit. Like everything in this image that I showed really just like alive and like moving, but it's like in the forest. It's, I don't know, that kind of stuff like really like is super cool. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, if we can go back to Tower of God really quick, there is a reason why they call Tower of God like the One Piece of manhwa, because of the world. It's because of the world building. Like it's literally
exactly.
Like it's literally like I'm not gonna say on par with One Piece on world building, but it's like I see the vision of why it got the nickname of that, because literally I get surprised every time I go back to read it, and I'm like, oh shit, like there's this new like stuff that's going on that I didn't that finally got introduced, and I'm like, oh shit, like it's adding on to the rules of the world and stuff, and it's like it's going insane.
And the artwork for Tower of God has definitely. Again, I don't read the manhwa. It's definitely gotten a lot better though. I've seen panels from the start to where it's at now, and like the artist definitely improved like a shit ton.
I'm telling you, it was a struggle getting through like the artwork of like the first few chapters and stuff, but later on, I'm so glad that the artwork got way better. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, yo,
you trusted the process for sure.
I did for sure. Yo, I know this is a bit, but this is actually true. This is a true bit. Shout out to my wife. She actually introduced me to Tower of God. She's
where's the ring, Rat? Where's the ring?
She's Korean, by the way, so she kind of knew about she kind of knew about manhwa before I did. So she was like, yeah, she told me, she was like, hey, I heard this is getting an anime, Tower of God. Like it's actually good. And I'm like, what do you know about Tower of God? And then she's like, oh, I've been reading the manhwa. And I'm like, oh shit. And then so I started reading the manhwa after the anime ended, and then I was like, yo, this is actually kind of good. like especially the world building and stuff. So shout out Tower of God for real, yo, and shout out to my wife.
I've heard, yeah. Shout out her, but I've heard that a lot though. I've heard that Tower of God is like the One Piece of world building, or like the manhwa or whatever.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about that. That's why I'm so interested in it. But I just like, my friends were telling me like you gotta read it from the start again because the anime switches shit up, and I already watched the anime, so I'm like, bro, like I ain't trying to do it. I hate that stuff, bro. I hate that. I be going on Reddit like, can I read from this chapter? Like everybody in the diehards are like, nah, start over. I'm like, fuck.
So Tower of God, okay, I will say this. I did get the thing where she was like, no, please read it from the start. They did change some things. But I have a feeling in the anime they're gonna kind of double back and be like, this is what happened in a flashback. and since we didn't see it, and then they'll bring it back to like whenever like it starts up again. I feel like that's what they're gonna do. I don't think it's super necessary to really read the whole thing personally, but I see why the diehards are like, nah, read from the beginning, because I'm like, yeah, technically the anime did change a little bit of stuff, so
Right.
yeah, for sure.
I was wondering though, because I know earlier I think Augie said something about how you didn't really like AOT's world building as much as others, and I wanted to bring that back up because I was curious on your guys' thoughts on AOT's world.
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about it again, and I was like, hold up. I'm thinking more of a fantasy. I know, because I'm gonna get cooked for that. Because now I'm doubling back. I'm like thinking about it. I was literally thinking about it to myself. I was like, damn, do I really think AOT has shit world building? Or not shit world building. I just don't think it's on par to other things. But I think for me personally, I love the fact that I just love fantasy. And I've already prefaced that already. But like, I love that. I think it's because AOT is not really like, it's more of a modernized world. I think it's world building can be like you can talk about like the politics, for example. AOT's politics is like some of the most, like the reason, I don't know if you guys have read the manga or ending. I don't want to say shit.
No.
Please.
I'm waiting for the anime.
I really don't want to read the ending, because I'm like, I made it.
Oh my god. Okay, so, bro. Listen.
Right, okay.
Listen,
so
bro.
what's your opinion?
I'm gonna say this right now. Formulate your own fucking opinion. Formulate your own. Don't let anybody, bro. I'm so glad we're talking about this, because I literally, like I said, my video recently, I talked about the ending of AOT. And I was like, at first, my first time reading it, I literally recorded my reaction, because I've been reading the manga since 2013 after the first season came out. I was like, bro, I was like, I don't know what manga is, but I'm picking it up. So I started picking it up, and I was like, dude, AOT is like, for a while, was like jumping back and forth between One Piece as my favorite series. When I first read the ending, the roughest translation scans I could get, because I was so impatient for it. It was bad. It was one of those. I needed to read it. And I was like, my first time reading it, the rough translation and then the real translation, when I read that, bro, I felt content with the series. I was very content. And then guess what? A couple of my friends, same thing, very content. And then boom, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, AOT's ending shit, AOT's ending's bad, AOT this, that, and third. Do not listen when this ending drops, because I have a theory, and it's a very stretched theory. But there is a lot of research to back it up. And if it happens, AOT's gotta be #1 for me. Because I think AOT's ending in the anime specifically is gonna have an original ending.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
AOT's ending is going to be different, because so not a lot of people know this, but the anime and the manga there are very small details at the very beginning of the series and at the very end of the series. So I'm to believe that we know in AOT there are different timelines. We know that there's different things. They've showed us that. I think the anime and the manga are two different timelines.
Ooh.
They are two different timelines.
Okay.
And I think because the way the manga ended, I'm trying my best not to spoil. The way the manga ended, people, and this goes into world building too, because the politics in AOT are very strong. Like it's the reason why it ended the way it did is because the politics are super, like it's the closest type of politics that I can get to like our real world. Is like when someone does like something like the rumbling, fucking taking out 1/3 of the population, it's like we're not just gonna let that slide. And people around the world are gonna have different opinions. People have different opinions. The reason why people are mad about it is because it didn't end like Code Geass, where I don't know if you guys seen Code Geass. I don't know. Because a lot of people.
Yeah, we have the biggest dick right here.
I've been hearing about the Code Geass comparison so much. Oh my god.
But the thing is, I have AOT's. I have the utmost respect for Isayama for that, because he stuck to the actual realistic situation of like how it would happen. But there are some certain things that lead me to believe that, because I've heard this before, and I've actually heard multiple different things that Isayama has said before, that the anime is the true version of his series.
Okay.
The true version.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
I've heard that for years, but I've also heard that it's false. I can't find. The thing is, I've heard it, and I've heard it multiple times, so it could just be a big rumor.
Hold on. Guys, hold on.
But I was
Yama. So is
This
it true
guy.
that
Oh, we got him on speed dial.
You know what's crazy? The first thing, this is so on brand for me. First thing I would ask Isayama is, so why did you draw your Titans without like penises or like?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna.
Or, like,
of course.
Bro, that was in his dream though. That was in his dream. He had the I don't know if you know this, like AOT One Piece. I dig right both of them. AOT. The reason why there's this visual novel or visual game called Love, and if you played that game, it's like a computer game. That game is literally very like it's 1-to-1 with AOT. So for me, it's 1-to-1 with AOT. There's a lot of things from AOT you're gonna be like, damn, he literally kind of copied this, but he did it in his own way. So for a while, it kind of like was like, damn, you didn't really like fully make this series the way you did. But Isayama said that he had like a dream that like he was getting chased by like giant humanoid creatures, and they didn't have penises, they didn't have dicks or anything. And that's what like made him to make his series. And then obviously he branched from there. He took a lot of German inspiration with like the walls and the architecture and stuff. But
well, that just ruined my theory.
I genuinely think that, and I will cope. I'm coping so hard too because I really want it to happen. Because the way Eren is my favorite fictional character. He's like my favorite fictional character just overall in any medium. And it's just because I like had like a connection with him growing up, as like I was the same age as him, like when the series started and when the series ended, which is crazy because like, so for me it was just like, obviously like what him committing mass genocide is like, I don't appreciate that, right? You know what I mean? But his ideology for his family and friends is like it goes, there's a lot more to AOT than people understand. And like, again, you don't understand the ideology of AOT, and that's fine. You can watch this series to enjoy it, but I feel like when we start having a conversation like we are now, and people start talking and they don't know what they're talking about, it's like, okay, now I gotta stop you. You can like a series and have your opinions, but when we start talking, you gotta back up what you're talking
Real
about.
Talkers do the real talking.
Literally everything you just said about AOT is how I feel about mecha anime. Like literally, like.
Oh, bro, I hate mecha. I hate mecha.
Literally, AOT has like the same like things that mecha has in terms of like.
How do you feel about Ava?
I feel like Ava. I think he was just using that as a coping mechanism for losing his mom. Like that's just what I think about it.
Are we talking about his name starts with an A? I forgot it.
Fuck. I know. Yeah, the creator. Yeah.
See, I like Ava. My favorite character is Kaworu.
Okay.
But I hate the original Ava. I hate the
movies?
No, I love the rebuild movies. I hate everything before the rebuilds. I was dreading this series. I was like, this shit is pissing me off, bro. But then the rebuild movies really changed my perspective on the series, and you're really just going through his different. These characters are separated through his. It's like Inside Out, you know, like they're separated through his emotions and different things. Like that's why, because Shinji is a reflection of all the main cast are a reflection of himself, and the only character that I believe wasn't was Madi in the rebuilds, because Madi in the rebuilds is a representation of his wife.
Yeah.
And that's when Madi would get the one stable person.
Yeah.
So that's why I just like the rebuild, because it feels like, for me, like I don't like uncomfortable things. There's this movie called Uncut Gems, where that movie is like, I don't know if you've seen this with Adam Sandler. That movie is like so uncomfortable where I'm like, I hate it. And some people like it. For Ava, for me, it's like I can relate to some of the issues these characters are having, and why would I want to appreciate something that is like troublesome to me and uncomfortable? But when the rebuilds happen and I see how the rebuilds end, like when the last movie came out, I watched it and I was like, damn, I'm very content with the series.
You know what's
and that's why I was like,
oh my bad, go ahead.
No, you're good, I'm done.
Oh no, I was gonna say like that I've held off on watching the last rebuild movie because I kind of like low key I'm scared of it. Like I don't want it to end, bro. I was like, yo,
this pod.
If I watch this movie, bro, it's done.
The funniest thing that I've gotten from this pod is the interactions between Augie and Archie, and just how close they'll get and how much they'll agree, and then just the complete switch up. It's just it's like each thing is like oh, and it's like no,
Me and Augie are literally like, yo, we're almost touching tips, like almost there.
Almost there, and then you just we're like a we're reflecting off like a magnet. We can get really close, but we're not there yet. You know what I mean?
Not there yet. Not there yet.
Not there. That movie though is like eventually you're going to, when you do watch it, right? See, I didn't have a connection with the series growing up at all. I watched it in quarantine. Watched it all the way through.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I watched it all the way through, and I was like, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, this is about mechs.
Do you just not like mechs in general?
The thing is, I don't like mecha anime. I'm not I mean, it's just not. I'm not a fan of it. It's not really something I gravitate towards. But I was like, I'm gonna give mecha a chance.
Okay.
And I started with Ava, and I was like, damn.
Did you get to Code Geass? Did you get to Code Geass?
Yeah, I seen Code Geass. And I fuck with Code Geass. it's not what everybody says it is.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, yo, if anyone out there starts their mecha journey with Ava, bro, you're gonna have a rough time. I'm like, yo, Ava's a terrible one to start with. I'm not gonna lie.
But it's not really a mecha anime though. It's not.
It's actually not like.
He reels you in with that. If you fuck with mecha anime and you didn't start with Ava, he reels you in with, oh, these are big mechs and da-da-da-da-da, and a lot of people enjoy the series. But then when you start, you're like, you get like 10 episodes in, 15 in, and you're like, this is not.
It's not about the mechs.
At all, bro. Yeah. At all, it's not.
Honestly, those are the best mechs when the mechs are just there as a weapon and not really like all about it. Yeah.
I think just big robots in general, I don't like.
You just don't fuck with them. Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend Energy, and I just don't like we were talking about, he loves Transformers. I was like, dude, I don't like Transformers. I just don't like big robots and shit like that. I don't know. It's not my thing.
So you don't fuck with the new movie they dropped? Okay, cool.
I watched Rise of the Beast, and that was okay. I enjoyed it. I love Pete Davidson's performance as Mirage. I think that was like my favorite highlight of the movie. Just him, and I don't know. Like, the movie was good though. I liked it, but I don't like the Michael Bay movies. They're boring.
Oh, the Michael Bay movies are really brain dead ass movies.
I like Megan Fox.
Yo, Megan Fox specifically in that one scene where she bent over to fix on a car.
Oh yeah, fix the car. Yeah.
That specific scene.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what started us. That's what started getting us as kids, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you, me and Augie are almost there always. Like we're almost there.
I never knew what a boner was until I saw Megan Fox bend over that car.
Yo,
What is this?
I think when I saw that scene, my balls dropped. I think my balls dropped.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh my goodness, man.
Anyways, anyone want to rapid fire? Anyone want to rapid fire an anime world real quick before we end things off?
I mean, we talked about it earlier, but I mean, Berserk. I mean, we did like Berserk. Like, my favorite series all have to do with Worldbuilding, to be honest, dude. Like, Berserk series, like, I think it's another fantasy series. I mean, I can dick ride it all day. Just like, again, same thing with what I said with like Radiant, One Piece. Like, his attention to detail and like how good his artwork is. Like, he really takes his time to really draw literally every single thing. Right. And the fact that like and it's just another, honestly, I've already pretty much said everything I'm going to say about Berserk.
Be careful what page you turn to there, Alex.
I know.
Oh yeah, no, Alex, please do not turn to the.
Yeah. Don't turn to the first page.
Yeah, facts.
The first page. Watch out.
I've read the first chapter of Berserk. That's it so far. I'm getting there.
This guy,
bro, Jesus, bro, you gotta get into it, bro.
I am.
So here's my thing with Berserk, right? I think it's the only dark fantasy that I actually think is really good. Me personally, I'm not a huge dark fantasy person. Just because they
again, it's so close, but not quite. So close.
No, but I like Berserk though.
What's another dark fantasy you read that you didn't like? Well, have you played? The thing is, for me, it's like Mass was the one who got me into a lot of dark fantasy. He got me into Berserk, and he got me playing the Dark Souls. Have you played the Souls games?
I've played Souls. I played the first Souls game, and what is it? Does Elden Ring count too?
Yeah, it counts.
Yeah, that's literally that's a Souls game.
Yeah, so I played the first one and Elden Ring.
Yeah, see, I like dark fantasy more when it's through a game. I think From Software, like the whole company, like they're really good at like portraying a dark fantasy really well. So
yeah,
but other Berserk, I haven't got too much into a lot of dark fantasies. But what's something else you read that you didn't really like dark fantasy wise?
I started Vagabond and I wasn't really feeling it. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that count as a dark fantasy? That doesn't count.
I heard it. I heard someone say it was. I don't know.
Nah, it's not, because that's set in Japan. That's like a real world thing.
Yeah, Archie, man.
That's not like that doesn't have mythical creatures and shit. You know what I mean?
Let me double check.
No, it's not. I mean, I've read Vagabond. I'm caught up with the series. Well, yeah, caught up.
Okay.
I guess technically it's not.
Oh, shit.
Like Promised Neverland is considered dark fantasy. Dorohedoro.
Bro, when is the second season coming out of Promised Neverland? Man, I'm still waiting.
This.
What do you mean?
Guy,
Second season.
I'm still waiting.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
To this day, man.
Listen,
to this
my
day.
favorite character. Have you read the manga?
No.
Bro, my favorite.
That's what I gotta read the manga for, though.
My favorite character in the entire series. Imagine this, right? Let's say, like, what's your favorite series?
Oh, Monster.
Oh shit. Really?
Yeah.
Damn, Monster. Okay, Monster is pretty. Okay, like imagine Grimmer in Monster.
Bro, I was literally gonna say Grimmer.
Imagine Grimmer being completely cut off from Monster, like
Yeah,
not in the series at all, right?
yeah.
So I was waiting for my favorite character in Promised Neverland to show up, and they show the room he like first gets introduced in. He's like sitting in this. His name is Yugo. He gets introduced to this room, and he's like chilling on a chair.
Right.
And like you get introduced to him in the manga just fine, but in the anime, they're like it's building up suspense because it's like a bunker and stuff.
Yep.
And they walk in to meet the character that he's supposed to be there because he's there in the manga. Gone, not there. Never gets introduced to him. I was sick. I was sick as fuck. I was fuming. Bro.
Okay.
I was so pissed.
Maybe I'm just reading the wrong dark fantasies because the only other ones that I looked up, like, are they dark fantasy? Is like Tokyo Ghoul and Claymore. I didn't really.
Nah, see, the thing is, like, a dark fantasy is like Chainsaw Man would be considered a dark fantasy. I think.
Oh, then I like. Oh,
Made in Abyss.
Oh, Made in Abyss. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Made in
Yeah,
Abyss
yeah.
is a dark fantasy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Maybe my like thinking of what a dark fantasy is like cute,
Because
but
you're in a world where it's more like a fantasy would be like fairy tale, right?
oh yeah, that's
A dark fantasy is where it has more darker aspects, right? You know what I mean?
okay. Well, I mean, I like Berserk though. I do like Berserk for sure. I think the world is done very well, and it definitely paints a picture of like the type of like just the world that Guts is just thrown into is like a fucked up world. That every time he feels like he can trust someone, it gets taken away and stuff like that. I feel like Berserk does a really good job of showing.
Hey, watch the spoilers. Watch the spoilers.
Yeah. Watch the spoilers.
You cannot spoil Berserk, bro. Berserk is like.
I'm not even all the way caught up with Berserk either.
Wow.
That's your masterpiece.
So
we're just frauds on this podcast.
I finished the Eclipse.
Oh my god.
I finished the Eclipse.
First Marineford. Then you finish Golden Age. And then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna stop here.
Hey man,
What?
hey, some people need to take breaks, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Some people need to yeah, shout out Berserk. I don't know what else to say except it shows you how fucked up the world could be. Like, and
the world really starts to expand though in the Millennium Falcon arc. That's when the world building is at its peak. Because like I don't know if you ever played a game called Terraria.
I have.
You know what that is? The best way I can describe Berserk, the Millennium Falcon arc, and this car's going by. The ambulance is going by.
Oh shit! I just
Hey, you remember what we were talking about before the pod? Be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, I gotta be careful. But
Oh, shit.
what I was saying, the best way I can describe like the Millennium Falcon arc is, or sorry, not Millennium Falcon, because it happens at the end of the arc. Going into Fantasia, which is the newest arc, is like in Terraria. Once you beat like the boss to get to hard mode, like all these creatures start. Have you ever played like you beat the wall of flesh in Terraria?
I
You know what I'm talking? Okay, so basically you basically reach the halfway point and you beat this boss and it's like there's like unicorns and like a bunch of like fairies and like a bunch of bullshit. There's something that happens in Berserk that is like that halfway mark, and it's like they start introducing a lot more creatures and a lot more like the world starts getting a lot more like fantasy like, and it's obviously dark as it is. but it's really starts to set in as a dark fantasy towards like the middle half of the series.
Okay.
Okay. Hey man, look.
Fuck with this.
I promise I'll catch up with Berserk eventually.
Bro, you got to, bro. You're selling bad, bro. You're selling bad. Not gonna lie.
Hey, I read more than chapter 1.
You read more than River, so
Yeah, but you got to a point where it's like, okay, I can understand if you're like picking up a series, you're like, okay, like wait, let me take a time. But you finished Golden Age and you're like, nah. Marineford is crazy. That's my favorite arc. That's my favorite arc in One Piece.
I can't wait till I get there. I'm so close to getting there too.
It's more like look to defend.
Wait, Marineford?
Yeah, I'm on Thriller Bark right now. I'm like 20 chapters away.
Yeah, Thriller Bark is tough to get through, but then the ending is good. And after that, once you get to the ending of Thriller Bark, once you get all the way past post time skip, when you settle into Fishman Island, it gets a little But that whole stretch, that whole stretch to chapters, bro, enjoy that shit, bro, because it's genuinely like, oh, bro, I had so much fun reading and watching that for the first time.
All right, well, I think that kind of segues into I think what I kind of wanted to try to get some kind of answer to is what anime does have the best world building. I mean, we're just talking about One Piece. I know that's a common answer. So is that
for me, it's One Piece, hands down. There's no other series that can do it like One Piece for me. It has literally everything it has to offer, and more. And the fact that it keeps my toes 1,000 chapters plus, and there's still more mysteries to come to be unveiled. Like Oda is setting up it's like a chessboard, and he's setting all of his pieces up this entire time. Calls back to stuff that he did 20 years ago, and it makes sense. I don't know anybody else who's doing it like that, bro. I really don't.
Right.
So I got One Piece as the greatest world building in any manga, at least.
All right. What about you, Archie? You agreeing with
I
that?
think I'm gonna go with Mushoku Tensei personally.
Okay.
I think literally like I can't think of another anime or manga that really just right when you enter the world, like you can tell how everything's just different. Like everything that our protagonist goes through, and even like some of the side characters are going through, it's like each piece of like the nation or the world just feels so different from each other. You know what I mean? Like One Piece is the same thing, but I think Mushoku Tensei like really captured that for me like in a shorter time. So I'm gonna go with Mushoku Tensei.
I think another thing with Mushoku that it has kind of going maybe over One Piece, and this could change as I read more, but it does feel like with One Piece it's almost like, at least so far, it's like island by island, and like yes they build on each other somewhat, but Mushoku's feels like a little more of a fluid world where like everything's just kind of like One Piece is kind of like here, and it just kind of builds on each other like that. Where Mushoku just kind of swirls everything together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. I get that.
Okay. For me, I was really trying not to say Main Abyss because I didn't want to just go with what we all said to begin with.
Made in Abyss is a fire.
I think I am gonna go with Main Abyss.
But Made in Abyss is so good though.
I know you're right. But
I'm not even mad at that. Like it's so good.
But will Alex go with Fire Force?
No, he better not, bro. Please.
This is when you don't do your homework, and this is like your homework's due at like 1 in the morning, and you're like typing whatever bullcrap you can before the deadline. That's what I'm doing.
What's your top 3 favorite series
overall? Let's see.
Yeah, overall.
Shit. Fuck.
This guy's.
You don't have that shit known? Like for me, I have my top 10 behind the back of my head.
I have my top 5.
I could run that shit right now too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go top 5. Go.
Monster.
FMAB.
Hold on. Let him first.
FMAB, Vinland Saga, Bungo Stray Dogs, Berserk. I only have 4 right now.
Bungo Stray Dogs went up to your top 5?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Dang, see, I put people.
Pretty good.
See, bro.
Pretty good is top 5.
Yo, I put people on some good shit, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I put people on.
It's pretty good.
And Monster.
It's not great. And Monsters.
I only have 3 series as of right now. I've changed my ratings, but my top 3 series are the only series I have as a 10 out of 10. So like
that was
One Piece, AOT, and Berserk.
Yeah.
Berserk. Those are the only 10 out of 10s I have. Everything else below that in my top 10 are like 9s or 9.5s.
Okay.
Like Monsters are 9 in the top 5.
I think like all my top 10 I have 10s, but I might just be.
And that's fair though. That's fair though. That's fair. Like
my top 5, I'll just say. Well, Alex, you gotta say what your favorite world building is first. We ain't get past that.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck.
Or the best world building.
You read Berserk.
I know. If I were you, I would have just went with Berserk. The reason why I asked you for your top 5, I wanted to.
We're doing animation.
I wanted to know. The reason why I wanted to know your top 5 is because maybe you're just like When you said Fire Force, now you kind of sold. I haven't watched too much. I haven't watched too much Bungo, but I think maybe just for you probably appreciate a lot more elements about those kind of series rather than world building. That's fine. You know what I mean? Right. You're probably more narrative driven than you are like world building. You know what I'm saying?
The world for me does not matter. I'm not
Alex, that's world building. You ain't getting
Berserk.
Okay, all right, okay. We got a good answer out of him. There we go.
Sorry, Teach. My homework was sloppy.
No, yeah, I mean, a good world building is like important to me, but it's not the end all be all of like what makes an anime like good to me.
I will say my top 5 though, since we were saying it. Monster, Code Geass, Steins Gate, Attack on Titan, and Hunter x Hunter.
The only thing I haven't peeped Steins Gate. Yeah, Monster at 1 is crazy though. Have you read his other works?
No, I haven't. I need to. I know. What you call it? Pluto's gonna.
Pluto is so fucking fire, bro.
Pluto is the fastest series to make me shed a tear.
Really?
The fastest. Okay. The fastest series to make me like cry. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold you. I cried in that. I'm not gonna spoil you, but like it got to me.
I know you might be biased because you read the manga, right? But do you think it's worth just waiting to watch the anime, or would it be better to just read it?
So the thing about the anime, a little history lesson, is that the anime has been in production for a minute, but I'm pretty sure it got held on his full battleground.
Yeah.
The anime has been a thing for a minute, but they got rights to it a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure that they just held it for a while. And the fact that it just came back recently. And the fact, but from the anime or from like the trailers I've seen so far, it looks really good. So I mean, it looks like they're gonna stay true to the series, and I know Urasawa was always usually close with like the scores and like the OSTs, and like Monster's track. I've watched and read Monster's OSTs, bro, are so good, bro. So good.
Love them, absolutely.
So I personally would read and watch both Pluto. I think Urasawa is the best mangaka. Like he has too many works that are just bangers. Like you have Monster at 1 for me. The only series I haven't read from him is 20th Century Boys, which I really need to get onto. But Monster, Pluto, Billy Bat, 20th Century Boys. I know I'm forgetting one. I know he's done a couple, but he has like 4 or 5 series. Like they're all fire.
This is why I turned my homework in today.
This is crazy. We all answered, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to say your top 5 too. We all said.
If we're doing top 5, I'd Full Metal, Attack on Titan, what was it? JOJOS, Code Geass, and Steins Gate. My top 5.
I gotta redo my.
Yeah, I heard Steins Gate is like I've heard like complete opposite things. I've heard it's like
people love it or hate it. I'm not gonna lie, people
love it or hate it. That's what I'm saying. I've heard people love it or hate it, and I feel like that's another series. I feel like if I watch it now, I'm gonna be like, bro, this shit's kind of. But I don't know. Maybe.
I think I want to say you would like it because I feel like I don't know though. Not because I mean, no one gets.
I'm a little biased with Steins Gate. Steins Gate was the very first anime I read fully subbed, or I watched fully subbed. So
like,
you're a dub watcher?
I was back then. Like what? So it came out in 2011. I got really into anime like 2010, 2011, and so I was watching like dub like before Steins Gate, and Steins Gate was the first one where I was like, everyone's talking about it, but there's no dub out. I'll just learn how to read sub. Fuck it. And then I watched it and I was like blown away.
Yeah.
The main criticism of Steins Gate is people say it starts slow. I personally didn't really see that when I watched. I enjoyed it. But I think like as long as you're like prepared to get through, if you do end up thinking it's slow like the first like 10 to 12 episodes, and if you end up watching
it's 11 specifically.
11 or whatever they say. I mean,
yeah.
to me, I didn't mind it. I liked it. So, but I don't know. Some people are just different. And then And then if you watch the complicated way, or you don't watch the complicated way, you know. I mean, I personally watch the complicated way, but
what's the complicated way?
So you watch
chronological order.
The way River watches it is so fucked. I hate
it's the peak order. It's the peak order.
It's not the peak order, bro.
It is.
It's in my top 5, and I didn't watch it the way you watch it, you goofy ass.
Okay,
Like,
it's
the fuck?
it's
Like,
you watch episodes 1 through 22, and then you watch episode 23B, and then you watch Steins Gate
23B.
Steins Gate 0.
Wait. Are you giving me a whole Fate timeline order? This
It's
is like
not
Fate
that
kinda,
bad. It's
like-
not that bad. It's not that bad. Actually,
This is a
I have a
fake
picture I can send to you too if you want it.
No,
but
he has a whole video explaining this shit.
I do actually. That is a thing. But yeah, it's episodes 1 through 22, then 23B, and then all of Steins Gate 0, then episode 23 and 24, and then there's a special episode 25, and then there's the movie.
Yo,
That's
Augie,
the-
this is
Yeah,
the
I
way,
am doing all
yo,
that.
Yo, Augie, this is the way you watch
telling
it.
you.
You watch it in release.
Watch
order.
it in release order.
Oh, bro.
Watch it in release order. That's it.
See, the thing is, I'll look into it when I do eventually watch it because it is a series, like it's a pretty well-known series that I would want to get into. But
Yeah, if you want to, here I'll send
let me
you
ask
this if
you
wanna see
this.
it.
Let me ask you this. The creator of the series, how do they intend you to watch this series?
That's
Because
I
for
can-
example, bro, Berserk is a good example because I know a lot of people start with Golden Age in the anime and then they watch Black Swordsman, but that's not how
Why?
Miura intended it.
Yeah, why?
You read because a lot of people started with the anime.
Well,
Because in the anime,
okay.
there's no Black Swordsman. It starts Golden Age because chronologically it goes Golden Age, Black Swordsman, Conviction, Falcon Money. But in release order, it's Black Swordsman. You see what happens. You know, you're like, what? You get thrown into the world, and then you see how Guts got to where he's at.
So
You know
this
what I mean?
is chronological, like in terms of like
Bro,
the timeline.
Look at
But
this
like,
shit.
but bro, like the thing is the only other way it would be is if you, because there's a 23B for a reason. So the only thing would be is if you watch the whole of Steins Gate and then you watch 23B after and then Steins Gate 0 after. I personally preferred it that way because like Steins Gate 0 is technically supposed to happen like in between kind of. So like that's kind of like in terms of the timelines. Like
I feel you.
The way you have Steins Gate is pretty lame, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
bro, it's peak like that. How did you watch it?
I watched it in release order, like
Which
a
was
normal
what?
ass person.
Which was what?
What is it? All of Steins Gate, then the OVA, then the movie, then Steins Gate 0.
So you haven't seen 23B or 20, or did you watch
Yes,
the movie?
no, those are the OVAs.
Oh, so
Aren't they?
So you watched 23B OVA.
I watched
you know-
23.
You know,
I watched,
23B is basically the same as 23, but the second half is just different.
yeah, I watched
Okay.
it after I finished all of Steins Gate.
Cause like I feel like it's better if you watch the in between part because it hits harder. The ending of the OG Steins Gate hits harder once you see Steins Gate 0 first.
Dude, I don't know what to tell. It's still in my top 5, even though I watched it in release order.
You,
bro.
you watched the movie, right?
I watched the movie after the OVAs came out.
The movie's so cool. Bro.
The only thing I didn't like about the movie is that it ended.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
a movie. That's
Yeah.
a movie. That's a great movie. But
I think the last thing we're gonna do is what is it? Say our final thoughts.
yeah. So
Right.
that's. Well, I mean, we already said what we thought had the best world building. I did have a question for Augie though. I was wondering, right, where did you get those glasses from? I gotta know.
Oh my god.
Those one glasses.
What's glasses?
The
Oh,
ones
the
that you
Y-
had. Yeah.
The YSL, not the YSL, the Y2K.
Yeah.
I got them off like Depop. Do you know what
Okay.
Depop is?
No. I just
Depop.
like I don't know if I've ever seen like glasses like that before. I was like
They're Y2K. They're like Y2K
Okay.
glasses. It's like a.
Gotcha.
I lived through Y2K, by the way. Just letting
We get it. You're old.
this guy, bro.
So that brings to the conclusion of the world building. Somewhere where the world building is more immaculate than anything we've talked about today.
This guy.
It's the most magical place you'll ever find, and that is the Flow Patreon.
Yo, when are those DreamCon vlog videos gonna come out on the Patreon?
That's a great question, Alex. What do you think?
I'm working on it. Yeah, I just got the video stuff today.
Yeah, bro.
We sent the Airbnb vlog. We got that. The
my gosh, yo,
MTV
that-
Cribs tour.
Yo,
I
that-
watched it. And I hate
yo,
them both
yo.
so much in the
Yo,
video.
the Airbnb, yo, I'm forever scarred in that Airbnb. I'll tell Augie about it later.
Oh no!
I'm forever.
We can talk about it after. I don't know how long y'all gonna be here, but we can talk about it after. Cause I got a crazy Airbnb store too. I got a crazy ass Airbnb store.
But yeah,
Okay, bet,
as
bet,
was
bet.
said, the Patreon, there will be special DreamCon stuff come out on the Patreon, and probably a collage of the random stuff that we vlogged because it was all over the place. So that'll be coming out soon, so make sure to tap in for that. Also, the full panel is out on there. We will be releasing the edited one on YouTube once it gets edited. So by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be out. But But yeah,
You guys
it's out there.
posted the raw version? You guys posted the raw version?
Yeah, the raw version.
Dang.
The raw version.
Dang,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no condom. No condom.
No God.
This is crazy.
Fool me.
But yeah, man, behind the scenes from every podcast is on there. You know what I'm saying? We're still reacting to ghost stories, so that's on there too. Plenty of other stuff coming out, so make sure to tap in. And things of that nature. It's great stuff over there. And shout out to our patrons as well right now. Maury, Phantom, Cammy, T. I think Archie's still on there. Type shit. Ichiban, Flag
Oh, I'm
Slayer.
still on there?
Appreciate you guys. I don't know. Are you?
I need to cancel that. Hold on.
Wait, you pay the bills. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. Thank y'all. We appreciate it. And make sure to tap in and the link in the description to that.
If you want to see the DreamCon stuff, it's tier 3 and up. So if you want to see it,
Wait,
you won't be able to see
two,
it tier 1.
right?
It's
What
two.
is it?
It's $3?
It's
$3.
$3.
$3 tier and up. That's
Yeah.
$3 the second tier though.
Yeah, second tier and up. You guys get to see it. Lock in if you want to see it.
All right. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Man.
we're gonna go rolling out with more interviews. We did Archie's a couple weeks ago.
Right, yeah.
Everybody loved it. We got to
I'm
know more
married
Archie.
too. That one.
Oh, we got to do that too. How to get married in 10 steps, 6 years.
If you haven't already, check out Augie's channel because make some W content over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
if you have
the
anything else
most-
you want to plug to, Augie, feel free.
I mean, you pretty much said it all, bro. I appreciate, once again, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I love doing this kind of stuff anytime. So if you guys want to have me again,
Oh,
for sure be able
for
to.
sure.
But,
This was dope.
yeah.
Like, I know
For
y'all
sure,
didn't
yeah.
see off camera, but we met Augie at DreamCon and then literally hopped into the call instantly, just started talking like instantly. So yeah.
Yo,
It's-
I didn't. By the way,
it's
I
dope
didn't
shit,
like.
dope shit.
I didn't like how after that photo got out of me, River, and Augie, that everyone just assumed I was 5'2". Fuck all of you. I hope all of you can choke on a fat cock. Like,
You are 5'2". Augie, right? He's
no,
5'2", right?
I'm not. I'm 5'8", 5'7". What the fuck are we doing, bro? Stop, bro. Stop. Yo, you know what? This is the last time I hang out with 6 foot guys, bro. Like, fuck you guys. Like, the fuck?
Dude, the thing is, I'm not 6 foot.
You're
so,
like 5'10". I know.
Yeah. 5'10".
Okay.
All right.
okay.
Why you gotta say it like that? Like,
Okay.
all
Okay.
right.
Guys, it makes me think like, hey, I never thought about it, but yeah, I had a, it wasn't like this. It was.
All right, bro. All right, bro. You know what?
He's never beat the
Yo,
allegation.
why?
So we gotta. So make sure to like it, and subscribe. More great
Yeah.
content coming soon, and join the Discord as well to chop it up with us. You know what I'm saying? We be in there.
Yep.
Archie definitely be in there. Probably too much.
Wait,
Yeah,
what does that mean? What?
All right. Well, we love you guys, and yeah, flow out. Peace.
Later.
It's my bedtime.
Augie, say bye. You didn't say bye yet.
Oh, bye, guys.